Ruby, Iris, and Pip are fairy friends. They love exploring Fairy Forest with their teacher, Miss Goldwing. Each of them has a fairy house. Ruby's house is colorful. Iris's house has a balcony for stargazing. Pip's house has a garden. I was inspired by their fairy houses and decided to make one using objects I had around my house and yard. Let's take a tour. I used an old picnic basket for the main part of the house and added some small boxes for the front steps, shelves for planters and a mailbox, a scrap piece of leather and some rope for a swing, which I hung from some paintbrushes, a smaller paintbrush for a broom in case they need to sweep up, and one to hang a lantern from. Another piece of scrap leather and rope for a hanging bookshelf filled with fairy-sized books, fabric scraps for rugs, and a tea set for my daughter's old dollhouse. I picked flowers from our garden for planters and added fairy lights for a magical glow. You can make your own fairy house. Print out this activity sheet from my website, or use a plain piece of paper and plan your house first, or just collect your objects and start building. There are lots of things you can use for the main structure. A basket, box, flower pot, drawer, a piece of paper or fabric would make a great tent. Think about all the features your fairy house can have. Towers, balconies, decks, a pool, secret passages or portals, a skating rink, a library, and more. Use your imagination, and don't forget to add fun details to make it special. Now let's make some fairy books to use in your fairy house. You can use them to write and illustrate your own story, or use them as pocket journals to write down all your magical ideas. Here's what you'll need: white drawing paper that isn't too thick, a pencil or pen, a ruler, safe scissors, a piece of fabric, paper, or leather for the cover, and white glue or a glue stick. First, get an adult to help you cut a long strip of paper. The longer the strip, the more pages your book will have. Fold the strip like a fan, being careful to make each fold the same width. The larger the folds, the wider the book will be. Mine were about 1 inch wide. Get an adult to help you cut the cover for your book out of a patterned or colored piece of paper, fabric, or leather. Then fold the cover in half to get a center line. Using white glue or a glue stick, glue the end segments to the inside of the cover. Use the center line in the cover to center the pages. If you want decorations like painted flowers or a title on the cover or stripes on the spine, add them once the book is dry. Everyone loves getting mail, including fairies. You can make fairy-sized envelopes to send tiny messages. All you need is a strip of white paper, safe scissors, and some glue. First, get an adult to help you cut a short strip of paper. I used one about 3 to 4 inches long. Fold the paper in thirds, fold the bottom edge up, and then the top edge down over it. Open the paper again and get an adult to help you cut a triangular shape out of the top segment of paper to make a point that can be folded down as a flap for the envelope. Write a message and fold it inside the envelope, or write a message directly on the bottom 2 segments of the inside of the paper strip before folding the flap down and gluing it in place. Then address your fairy mail and leave it somewhere for the fairies to find.